Whiskey 4 Alpha Tango Lima.
Alpha Tango Lima, come back with a call again.
Yeah, this is Whiskey 4 Alpha Tango Lima. My name is Sherman, north of Atlanta, Georgia.
Now, Sherman down towards Georgia, that has a ring. And somebody else, I think Sherman was down that way. Is that a Roger?
No, I'm the only Sherman I know down here.
I was thinking back in the Confederate days, Roger.
Well, I didn't know you were that old.
Well, see you there. There you go. What radio are you running, sir?
Okay, yeah, I'm running a FLEX-6400 with the Maestro and a Heil Gold Line microphone. ACOM 2000 running about 1,400 watts right now to a dipole about 50 feet in the air.
Oh, well, it shows for sure. And what was the radio again?
Yeah, it's a FLEX-6400.
Yeah, I would love to get one of those. I would love to go to Flex and say, hey, listen, I've got this Qso-Vlog network, and I sure would like to show off your radio. I wonder what they would say. Get out of here.
Yeah, they would probably quote you a price for one.
Yeah, exactly. Double the price. Anyway, that's a good-sounding radio, sir. Come back and tell me about your antenna. Let me enjoy the sound for a minute.
Okay, yeah, it's just a simple dipole up about 50 feet in the air. Here on 40 meters. I haven't had the Flex for too long. I got it at Christmas. Santa brought it to me. Replaced an old Ten-Tech Orion, and I've been playing around with the equalizer settings and was getting some settings off the forum, the Flex forum for Gold Line, and I think I've got it pretty close. So, but was interested in getting your comments and seeing if there's anything that could be tweaked with it, and also get a chance to probably listen to it on the YouTube channel too. I've also been listening on your YouTube channel. I mean, looking at your YouTube channel. Very interesting. This is W4ATL.
Oh, Roger that. Yeah, I would be interested in maybe if you could crank in a couple of clicks on the bottom end. Just a couple of dB on the bottom end, and let's see where that goes.
Okay, let's see here. Boy, now I got to find. Okay, I found it here. Okay, I can click to the very bottom end. Let's do a couple clicks up. Okay, that's a couple clicks up on the bottom end.
Roger. I would. What kind of EQ do you have? Parametric or what?
Okay, I'm clicking up a little bit more on the 125 there for you. I'm not sure the question is.
Do you have sweepable frequencies, or do you have dedicated frequencies like bass and treble like that?
It's about 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like an 8-band equalizer that I'm tweaking. So I tweaked. I went up a couple notches on 63 hertz and a couple notches on 125 hertz.
Yeah, I would put that 63 hertz back to where it was. That's so low that all it can do is cause trouble. You know, it's not really part of the audio spectrum as regards to amateur radio on a normal basis, and the only thing that 60 cycles can do is cause problems. That's my philosophy anyway. I look at the bottom end somewhere around 150 cycles as being, the bottom end. But I wanted you to crank in just a little bit of bass so we could go back up to the top around, well, you don't want to boost your mid-range, like around 1K. I usually keep my mid-range flat between 1K, 1.5K, 500 cycles in that area. I just keep those controls in the flat because when you start boosting those, the bass and the treble have so much a harder time keeping up and actually making a difference. So if you just run your mid-range flat, then you have your top and bottom controls have more authority. Roger.
Yep. Okay. Very good. Okay. Well, I've come back down on 63, and I've got a couple up on 125. So you should have a little bit more bass now. And I haven't touched anything else. So the mid range is essentially flat, and I've got a little. This Gold Line likes a little highs on there, so I've boosted the highs around 2 and 4K.
Roger. I would go. Do you have a 3? Do you have a 3?
A 3. I'm not sure what that means.
A 3 KC boost area? Or are you at, well, what I'm looking for is a little articulation, a little more articulation in the syllabic range. So if are you in the all you can be window as far as the radio is concerned? You're to 1 to 2900 or that way?
Yeah, 2K and 4K is up fairly high. I can go a little bit higher on 2K. And a little bit higher on 4K, so that's a little bit higher on 2 and 4K.
All right, I would pull back actually the 2K, and I would increase the 4K. What I'm doing is trying to get the syllabic range, the S's, to come forth. Roger.
Okay, so I went back to where 2K was and increased 4K, just about the maximum now, 4K.
Roger that. That dynamic microphone, like I say, that is a dynamic mic, Roger.
Yeah, just a Heil gold line in the wide position.
Roger, Roger. Well, it sounded pretty good there. You know, before we're kind of fully up towards that upper mids area, so it did sound a little piercy, but we brought those mids down a little bit, increased the bottom a little bit, and we're trying to. Is there any way you don't have let's see, your controls up at that top end are 4K and 2K? Is that the way that goes?
Yeah, I got 1K, 2K, 4K, and 8K on the top end.
Roger. Well, I never hear 8K. What's the max range of your radio as far as your width, your bandwidth?
Oh, that's a good question here. Let's see if I can go back up on here. I think, yeah, I don't think this screen on my Maestro has that. I'm not sure. I think I'm right at 3K on the bandwidth, but I don't know exactly where the low end and high end cutoffs are.
Roger that. Roger that. Well, I think 3K. Everybody should operate, you know, like the 7300s. They're running 100 to 2900. So 2900 3K, but you know, I don't think you want to go over 3K because you encourage. What is that? Win, lose friends and influence enemies.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, you know, with this Maestro, it's like different screens for different things on the mic. I'm not really sure why that is, but so I'm trying to get back and forth. Okay, here we go. The low end is 100 hertz. The high is 2900.
Yes, excellent. That's exactly where I would run that radio. You know, that's you know. That's a beautiful setting there, and that's, you know, a lot of folks run it because it does give you a little bit of roll off there before you get out to 3K and start knocking on somebody else's door.
All right, well, Jim, well, thank you very much for the tweak, and look forward to getting your upload there and seeing how it sounds. The KC9VKV W4ATL. Thank you, in 73.
Roger, Roger. Before you run off, I did hear a tinge of distortion, so you know, check your ALC to be sure that. Well, check your compressor to be sure you're a 3 out of 10, and then check your ALC to be sure that you're, you know, not in the red, because that did sound like a little overdriven distortion, just a tad there.
Okay, it might have. Yeah, it is. I'm going to have to back down the mic gain a bit. I may have hit it when I was going into the transmit menu. The mic gain and the transmit menu button is right at the same one. I just have to push in the mic gain, and so I think I cranked up the gain a little bit, so it should sound a little bit better now. I'm below the red.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, sounds great. All right, 3's that way, sir, and give me a shout next Friday if you get a chance, and we'll compare notes as to what you've been up to, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Will do. Thank you. 73. This is W4ATL.
Roger, Roger. Sherman 3's that way, sir. Have a good afternoon, and catch you later. This is KC9VKV and the Qso-Vlog network. From now until 5, we're recording live. And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout, KC9VKV.